Hi guys, in today's video we will be discussing about router on a stick. So what is router on a stick? So generally what happens in the old days the switches were only switches work was just to do the um, L2 switching of the packet. So they were uh, just segregating the VLANs. We can create the VLANs on the switches, but when one VLAN needs to talk to another VLAN, we needed one router which can route the traffic from one subnet or one VLAN to another VLAN. Nowadays, we have the L3 switches and multi-layer switches which can do that job uh, locally. But in the old days, like where all router was doing the routing, but switching was just for the switching purpose. So there we had this concept router on stick. So what happens in router on stick? So let's say we have this is a switch, and we have this is a switch, and right, and we have, let's say, one host in let's say VLAN 10 and one host in VLAN 20. So let's say this host over here is in VLAN 20 VLAN 20, and this host is in VLAN 10 VLAN 10, right? So on this switch we have the VLANs created, right? And we have these two connections, right? So we have this on this switch we have these two VLAN created. So this host in VLAN 10 cannot talk to host in VLAN 20, right? For do that, either switch must be doing the routing, or we should have a router over here which can route the traffic from VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. So what happens? Let's say this host is is in subnet 10.1.1.10 dot let's say 10.10.10 dot 10 slash uh, slash 24, and this host is having gateway 10.10.10.1 slash 24, and this gateway is sitting over here on this router 10.10.10.1 slash 24, and VLAN 20 subnet is, let's say, uh, 20.20.20.20 slash 24, and um, gateway is 20.20.20.1 slash 24, right? And this is sitting, and this gateway is also sitting over here 20.20.20.1 slash 24. Now, what we have to do is we need to put these interfaces where the hosts are connected in access. We need to make them as access port. So this port will be an access VLAN 10, and this port will be an access VLAN 20, right? And we will be trunking these two VLANs, VLAN 10 and 20 over here. So VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 will be trunked to this link. And here we will be configuring um, two sub interfaces. Let's say this is FA1. This port is FA1 dot FA1. So we'll be creating one sub interface. Let's say FA1.10, and one interface will be creating as FA 1.20, right? So we'll be trunking these two VLAN and creating these two sub interfaces, and on these two sub interfaces we'll be creating configuring these gateway, right? VLAN 20 gate will be configured on this interface in 20.20.20.1, and VLAN 10 gateway will be configured on this interface 10.10.10.1. Okay. Now what will happen is if a host in VLAN 10 wants to talk to a host in VLAN 20, so what will happen is VLAN 10 will create a IP packet, right? VLAN 10 will create IP packet. So in IP packet, the source will be in IP packet. In IP packet, the source will be 10 dot. So here, like this will be the IP packet, and source will be like 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 1, and destination will be like 20 dot 20 dot 20 dot 1, right? Sorry. Uh, so source will be 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10, and destination will be 20 dot 20 dot 20 dot 20. Okay. Now, so what will happen, as we know, if a host wants to talk uh, host wants to talk to another host in another network, so the traffic will go to the, we need to specify the gateway on the host. So the gateway, the traffic will go to its gateway right here, and then the gateway will do the routing lookup. Okay, this router will do the routing lookup for the destination IP, which is 20.20.20.20. So the traffic will be coming on this interface, right, and will be going to the, and for the destination, it will do, this router will do the routing lookup for 20.20.20.20. So it will exit out of this interface fast Ethernet 1.20, and hence it will be forwarded like this. Okay, so traffic will be coming from here, right, and then will route to this router over here, this host over here from this router. So it will be entering on this route, this interface FA1 1.10, and will be exiting out of this 1.20, and vice versa for the outgoing traffic. So if it host want to talk, host in VLAN 20 wants to talk to host in VLAN 10, the traffic will be going like this, entering on this interface FA1.0, 1.20, and will be exiting out of this interface, which is FA 1.10, right? So, so this is what a router on stick is. Now will we see, will we doing the lab of this router on stick um, concept that will make more sense. So I think this is this has been informative, and I would like to thank you for viewing.